So that helps you understand a little bit of the context. Make sure that you collect a comment form at the desk. Same format is going to happen all 3 nights. The intent is to talk to you directly, talk specifically about your concerns, about your issues, and then give you a chance to talk to the experts that are here.
This is the comment form right here, everybody, just so you know. There are 2 forms that are back there. If you can get your hands on this one, this is the one that you're supposed to fill out. If there are no more of these, then we have no choice. We have to use a secondary form, which is just there's one section with some lines on it. I don't know exactly how it's written because it wasn't announced to me before we got here. So it looks like we have plenty of these questionnaires. If you know anyone else who couldn't make it tonight and wants to be represented here, please give them the form and let them fill it out, and you can bring it back tomorrow or on Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30 when we're here again tomorrow. Yes?
That's the only way your opinion can be recorded on this form. Is that right?
No, that is not correct. That is one way. If you send in letters, it'll go into the public record. If you call the phone line, it'll go into public record. If you fill out a letter that you write on your own napkin back home and send it in, it'll go in the public record. If you ask for somebody to write down your comment in this thing, you're not comfortable writing, I can fill out a form for you. You can do the form that was prepared here. You can use the form that basically has a number of lines on it. You can respond back to your newsletter. If you call, you don't have to do it today. If you do it next week and you decide you have additional comments and you've already provided some, then you can have those comments in the record. They're all going in the record. Yes?
Where do these get mailed directed to, and what is the last or latest date that you would recommend getting them to you?
I wouldn't delay getting your comments past a month from now. So I would try to gather up but there's going to be, but we're not going to be excluding people's comments coming in later either. If something changes in the course of what's going on, then don't hesitate. Write us a letter. This process isn't going to conclude until probably the fall. So
everybody has a word.
Yeah, so everybody has a word.
What's the address?
The more words, the better.
Where do they go? How do we get their telephone number, etc.?
They should be on any of the newsletters that you've got, and they're on, and so you can collect that at the door as well. And you can take some to people that aren't here today, and they can turn them in.
So if you guys want to be a center of influence for these people, feel free to collect that information as though you're the hub of information, and then give it to Transcon, because you guys are here, you're local, you're showing up to the events, you're getting active, which is good, because that's what they need to hear. They need to hear how you guys feel. Because it won't go that far in a coffee shop over a discussion of how much you don't like the line. You got to tell people what's going on, how you feel about things. Yes?
And eventually, is there going to be an open meeting?
There-
For everybody to say
We've been talking about some open meetings, yes.
Bottom line, is that going to be so that everybody can say what they think?
The formal process has a hearing process. So whether or not where you actually approach a microphone and you say, "Hi, my name is Liz Taylor, and I live at such and such, and this is how I feel."
Right.
Now, there is that process is a formal process that is part of the hearing process that happens after the application is filed towards the end of the project. What we want to do in this setting and in subsequent settings is we want to try to come up with an alternative that works best. So we're going to do everything we can to try to work it out.
You're saying the hearing process. Are you saying the ACC hearing, Arizona Corporation
Yes.
Commission hearing process?
Yes. Yes.
How many routes are you currently considering?
We haven't even identified the possibility of all the routes. We studied probably 30 different segments of line so far, and we've got maps here that you can draw on, and if you come up with some others that you want us to look at, then we'll gather those up too. So
Why would you even consider residential areas?
why would we?
It's about cost.
No, not necessarily. It's more complicated than that. It's about alternatives. And what is the difference between crossing a land that has a house on it, private land that doesn't have a house on it?
The health of the people that live in the house.
Well,
Hallelujah.
I understand I understand that issue. Believe me, I understand. But there's also another constituency that is represented, that worked hard to preserve certain things on public lands, and power lines may not be consistent with that. And that constituency also has to be weighed against crossing other areas. And so it all has to sort of be blended together. Now, the Arizona Corporation Commission is charged with the responsibility of sorting that out. And believe me, they favor private property as private property rights.